soft to carry salty air and whisper secrets of the days when you were there. I feel the chilly tide wash over both my feet, a cold reminder of a love that was so sweet. But now the sky is turning purple and gray, the light we shared is slowly fading away, and I am standing here alone in the breeze, begging for a way to put my mind at ease. I watch the water rise and wash the prints we made into the deep where all our golden memories fade. I call your name into the vast and silent space, but only hear the tide that takes away your face. It was a summer dream that ended far too soon, left underneath the cold light of a lonely moon. The shells are scattered down across the empty beach, like all the promises we kept out of our reach. I pick a small one up and hold it to my ear, to listen to the echo of your laughter clear. But it is just the ocean singing its own song of how the beautiful things never stay for long. But now the sky is turning purple and gray, the light we shared is slowly fading away, and I am standing here alone in the breeze, begging for a way to put my mind at ease. I watch the water rise and wash the prints we made into the deep where all our golden memories fade. I call your name into the vast and silent space, but only hear the tide that takes away your face. It was a summer dream that ended far too soon, left underneath the cold light of a lonely moon. Even if the oceans dry and turn to dust, I will remember how we used to hold our trust. But water always flows and runs right through my hands, leaving me stranded on these quiet empty lands. I watch the water rise and wash the prints we made into the deep where all our golden memories fade. I call your name into the vast and silent space, but only hear the tide that takes away your face. It was a summer dream that ended far too soon, left underneath the cold light of a lonely moon. The tide goes out again, I lose you in the wind, just a shadow on the water. The seagulls cry above the white foam of the sea, as if they know the pain of what you did to me. I sit upon the rocks where we would watch the boats and read the old letters that you once wrote. The ink is faded now by years of mist and salt. I wonder if this ending was entirely my fault. The horizon stretches out so wide and so deep, holding all the secrets that I promised to keep. The waves are crashing down with heavy, painful sighs, reflecting all the sorrow in my tired eyes. I hear your laughter in the roaring of the surf, the sweetest sound that ever walks upon this earth. But when I look around, there's nothing left to see, just endless water and a lonely shade of me. The sun is sinking low, the embers start to die underneath the heavy weight of this summer sky. I throw a smooth white stone into the darker waves and watch it sink down to the quiet ocean graves. That is where my hopeful heart has gone to rest, since you decided that another way was best. The breeze is getting cold, the evening starts to fall. I am the only one who answers to this call. The horizon stretches out so wide and so deep, holding all the secrets that I promised to keep. The waves are crashing down with heavy, painful sighs, reflecting all the sorrow in my tired eyes. I hear your laughter in the roaring of the surf, the sweetest sound that ever walks upon this earth. But when I look around, there's nothing left to see, just endless water and a lonely shade of me. The sun is sinking low, the embers start to die underneath the heavy weight of this summer sky. If I could build a bridge across this salty lake, I'd walk across the water for our old love's sake. But every step I take just pulls me down below, where all the forgotten dreams and lost currents flow. I hear your laughter in the roaring of the surf, the sweetest sound that ever walked upon this earth. But when I look around, there's nothing left to see, just endless water and a lonely shade of me. The sun is sinking low, to die underneath the heavy weight of this summer sky. Nothing but the waves and the empty shoreline whispering your name. The daylight burns away in shades of gold and red. I walk along the path where we so often tread. The cliffs are high and steep, they guard the restless bay, and watch the remaining light slowly slip away. I remember how you smiled when the first star appeared, and all the heavy doubts that we no longer feared. But summer always ends and autumn takes its place, leaving me to search for your familiar face in every single wave that breaks upon the shore, knowing I won't hold you like I did before. The sky is bleeding out its very last regret, a burning fire that I never will forget. I stand upon the edge and watch the water glow, remembering the warmth we used to know. But now the dark is here and covers everything, and I am left with only songs you used to sing. The wooden pier is quiet, stretching out so far beneath the silver shimmer of a single star. I sit and let my legs hang down above the tide, and wish that you were sitting right here by my side. We used to talk of dreams we wanted to pursue, when all the world was bright and everything was new. But summer always ends and autumn takes its place, leaving me to search for your familiar face in every single wave that breaks upon the shore, knowing I won't hold you like I did before. The sky is bleeding out its very last regret, a burning fire that I never will forget. I stand upon the edge and watch the water glow, remembering the warmth we used to know. But now the dark is here and covers everything, and I am left with only songs you used to sing. And though the seasons change and oceans turn to ice, I would pay the highest, most painful price to feel your hand in mine for just a single breath, before this endless silence leads my heart to death. The sky is bleeding out its very last regret, a burning fire that I never will forget. I stand upon the edge and watch the water glow, remembering the warmth we used to know. But now the dark is here and covers everything, The tide has swept away every trace of you. The ocean breeze is cool against my burning skin as another lonely evening starts to settle in. I trace the lines we drew upon the sandy floor, but they are fading fast beside the cabin door. I remember how we laughed and ran into the spray without a single care of what the world would say. But time is like the water, it never wants to wait. It sweeps away our plans and seals a different fate. And now I stand alone where we once used to run, underneath the dying of a brilliant summer sun. Our steps are washed away by every rising wave, a quiet ending to the promises we gave. I look out to the sea, but nothing can be found, just the endless rhythm of a heavy crashing sound. I miss the way you looked when you were looking back, before our happy story started to fade to black. The lighthouses are shining far out in the dark, guiding all the ships that carry a lonely spark. But there's nothing left to guide me to your heart, since we decided we would tear our world apart. I hold a handful of the sand and let it slide, wishing I could turn back the relentless tide. But time is like the water, it never wants to wait. It sweeps away our plans and seals a different fate. And now I stand alone where we once used to run, underneath the dying of a brilliant summer sun. Our steps are washed away by every rising wave, a quiet ending to the promises we gave. I look out to the sea, but nothing can be found, just the endless rhythm of a heavy crashing sound. I miss the way you looked when you were looking back, before our happy story started to fade to black. I still can feel the heat of that July embrace, no matter how the cold winds try to erase the memory of you that lives inside my soul, the only part of me that used to make me whole. Our steps are washed away by every rising wave, a quiet ending to the promises we gave. I look out to the sea, but nothing can be found, just the endless rhythm of a heavy crashing sound. I miss the way you looked when you were looking back, before our happy story started to fade to black. The water takes it all, the rise and then the fall, no footprints left behind. The scent of salt is heavy in the air, a sweet reminder of a love beyond compare. I walk the wooden boardwalk as the shadows grow, thinking of the nights we used to cherish so. The neon lights are flickering along the empty coast, and I am walking slowly with the memory's ghost. The music from the carousel is dying in the wind, a sad and lonely melody of where our love had pinned, and every wave that breaks upon the rocky shore tells me that you won't be coming back here anymore. This warm wind carries all the tears I try to hide and throws them out into the deep and rolling tide. I cry your name aloud, but there is no reply, just the quiet weeping of a dark and heavy sky. Why did we let the summer turn so cold and gray? Why did we story drift I find a silver coin we drop beside the rail and watch the distant shadow of a lonely sail. It moves across the water like a bird without a nest, searching for a place where it can finally rest. And I am like that ship, so lost upon the deep, with nothing but a broken promise left to keep. Oh, this warm wind carries all the tears I try to hide and throws them out into the deep and rolling tide. I cry your name aloud, but there is no reply, just the quiet weeping of a dark and heavy sky. Why did we let the summer turn so cold and gray? Why did we let our beautiful story drift away? If I could scream until my throat was dry and sore to bring you back to me upon this sandy floor, I'd sing a song of waves and stars and summer nights underneath the brilliant glow of all the harbor lights. This warm wind carries all the tears I try to hide and throws them out into the deep and rolling tide. I cry your name aloud, but there is no reply, just the quiet weeping of a dark and heavy sky. Why did we let the summer turn so cold and gray? Why did we let our beautiful story drift away? The wind begins to chill, the ocean is so still, but my heart is breaking. The taste of ocean salt is resting on my tongue, like the heavy verses of a song we once had sung. I watch the fishing boats come sailing to the land, while I am sitting quietly with empty open hands. The sun is going down, a coin of dirty gold, the prettiest of stories that we ever told. But everything we built was written in the sand, a fragile castle that we could not make to stand. The tide came rushing in and took it all away, leaving us with nothing but the words we couldn't say. The taste of salt is bitter, but the memories are sweet, of when the summer ocean met the pavement of our street. I hold on to the warmth of your hand in the dark, even though we lost our very last remaining spark. I watch the water shimmer in the fading blue, wondering if you are also thinking of me too. The harbor lights are turning on, a row of yellow eyes that stare into the deepness of the dark and heavy skies. I wrap my coat around me, but the cold is getting in, a deep and painful feeling of where we should have been. We thought that we had all the time the world could ever give, but now I only wonder how I am supposed to live. But everything we built was written in the sand, a fragile castle that we could not make to stand. The tide came rushing in and took it all away, leaving us with nothing but the words we couldn't say. The taste of salt is bitter, but the memories are sweet, of when the summer ocean met the pavement of our street. I hold on to the warmth of your hand in the dark, even though we lost our very last remaining spark. I watch the water shimmer in the fading blue, wondering if you are also thinking of me too. And if the salt should wash away the scars upon my heart, I still would choose to love you from the very start, because the summer that we shared was worth the heavy pain of standing all alone beneath this cold and salty rain. The taste of salt is bitter, but the memories are sweet, of when the summer ocean met the pavement of our street. I hold on to the warmth of your hand in the dark, even though we lost our very last remaining spark. I watch the water shimmer in the fading blue, wondering if you are also thinking of me too. Bitter is the taste of every year we waste, but I still love you. The dark blue water stars beneath a heavy cloud. The wind is rising up, it's getting very loud. I stand upon the wooden deck and look into the gray and feel the heavy mist of all the salty spray. It feels like yesterday we left under the sun and thought that our sweet journey had only just begun. But now the storm is coming and the sky is turning black. There is no path of gold to lead us ever back, and all the pretty dreams we built upon the shore are sinking down to places they cannot be found no more. A tide of tears is rising from the bottom of my soul, a heavy rush of water that I never can control. It washes over everything we used to hold so dear and leaves me standing all alone with nothing but my fear. I watch the ocean swallow up the last of summer's light and leave me in the middle of a cold and endless night. The seashells that we gathered are broken on the stones, like all the little secrets that a lonely lover owns. I throw them one by one into the roaring wave and say a final prayer for the love we couldn't save. The water is a giant that is ready to devour the beauty of our very last and most precious hour. But now the storm is coming and the sky is turning black. There is no path of gold to lead us ever back, and all the pretty dreams we built upon the shore are sinking down to places they cannot be found no more. A tide of tears is rising from the bottom of my soul, a heavy rush of water that I never can control. It washes over everything we used to hold so dear and leaves me standing all alone with nothing but my fear. I watch the ocean swallow up the last of summer's light and leave me in the middle of a cold and endless night. But even if the water rises up to drown my breath, I will sing your name until the quiet hour of death. Because you were the sun that made my dark world bright, the only star that guided me through every lonely night. A tide of tears is rising from the bottom of my soul, a heavy rush of water that I never can control. It watches over everything we used to hold so dear and leaves me standing all alone with nothing but my fear. I watch the ocean swallow up the last of summer's light and leave me in the middle of a cold and endless night. The tide is high, the water starts to rise, and I let go. The moon is rising slow above the quiet bay and casting silver lines across the dark decay. I see your silhouette upon the water's face, a beautiful illusion confusion in this lonely place. I reach my hand to touch the image of your smile, but it dissolves in ripples for a little while. The night is full of sounds of water on the stone, a sad and steady rhythm when you are all alone. I wish that I could jump into the cold embrace to find a way to meet you in another time and space. These shadows on the water are the only things I keep of all the lovely promises we made before the sleep. They dance across the surface in the quiet silver light, a beautiful reminder of our very last night. But when the morning comes, they will vanish with the sun, and I'll be left to realize that our dream is done. The air is cool and sweet with perfume of the pine. I remember when your hand was resting safe in mine. We sat upon the dune and watched the shooting stars, and talked about a future that would never be ours. But now the sky is empty and the fire has gone cold, like all the pretty stories that will never be retold. The night is full of sounds of water on the stone, a sad and steady rhythm when you are all alone. I wish that I could jump into the cold embrace to find a way to meet you in another time and space. These shadows on the water are the only things I keep of all the lovely promises we made before the sleep. They dance across the surface in the quiet silver light, a beautiful reminder of our very last night. But when the morning comes, they will vanish with the sun, and I'll be left to realize that our dream is done. Oh, won't you hold me like she used to do, and wash away the sorrow that is cutting me in two. Let me be a shadow on the surface of the deep, where I can close my eyes and finally fall asleep. These shadows on the water are the only things I keep of all the lovely promises we made before the sleep. They dance across the surface in the quiet silver light, a beautiful reminder of our very last night. But when the morning comes, they will vanish with the sun, and I'll be left to realize that our dream is done. Just shadows in the light, fading in the night, upon the quiet bay. The color of the ocean is a dark and heavy blue. It looks exactly like the grief I feel for losing you. I stand upon the wooden pier and watch the currents pull. My heart is like an empty net that used to be so full. The summer days are over and the cold is creeping in. I do not even recognize the person I have been. The wind is is blowing hard against the harbor wall, and all the pretty leaves of green are starting now to fall. I hear the distant sound of a lonely foghorn cry, a sad and heavy question to an empty open sky. This deep blue melancholy is a sea without a shore, a place where I am drifting and can find myself no more. I look into the depths, but there is nothing to behold, just a story of a summer love that started growing cold. I try to swim to safety, but the water is too deep, and all the memories of you are secrets I must keep. I see a piece of driftwood floating slowly in the bay. It has no destination and is carried far away. That is how my life has been since you walked out the door. A useless piece of timber washed upon a foreign shore. I have no sail to guide me and no anchor for my soul, just a broken piece of wood that lost its main control. The wind is blowing hard against the harbor wall, and all the pretty leaves of green are starting now to fall. I hear the distant sound of a lonely foghorn cry, a sad and heavy question to an empty open sky. This deep blue melancholy is a sea without a shore, a place where I am drifting and can find myself no more. I look into the depths, but there is nothing to behold, just a story of a summer love that started growing cold. I try to swim to safety, but the water is too deep, and all the memories of you are secrets I must keep. If I could paint the ocean in a different shade of bright, I'd paint it with the color of your sweet and golden light. But all I have is navy and a cold and icy gray that covers up the beauty of our very happiest day. This deep blue melancholy is a sea without a shore, a place where I am drifting and can find myself no more. I look into the depths, but there is nothing to behold, just a story of a summer love that started growing cold. I try to swim to safety, but the water is too deep, and all the memories of you are secrets I must keep. Deep blue is the sea that separates you and me for all of time. piece of dry wood resting on the sandy ground. It's smooth and gray and silent, making not a single sound. It traveled through the oceans for 1,000 miles or more before it found its resting place upon this lonely shore. It reminds me of the love we shared that drifted far away into the dark and cold of a forgotten summer bay. The waves are coming in to take the shoreline back and covering the beaches in a coat of shiny black. I stand before the water with my eyes closed very tight and try to feel the warmth of our forgotten summer light. Like driftwood in the ocean, we were carried by the tide with nothing but our hopes and all the dreams we had inside. But currents pulled us different ways and tore our hands apart and left a cold and empty space inside my aching heart. I watched the wood get carried out into the rolling foam, a lonely traveler that will never find a home. The seagulls have departed for a warmer place to stay. The sky is looking heavy and the clouds are dark and gray. I walk along the water with a slow and steady pace and try to find a single trace of your beautiful face. But everything is washed away by time and salty air, and I am left with nothing but the ghost of our despair. The waves are coming in to take the shoreline back and covering the beaches in a coat of shiny black. I stand before the water with my eyes closed very tight and try to feel the warmth of our forgotten summer light. Like driftwood in the ocean, we were carried by the tide with nothing but our hopes and all the dreams we had inside. But currents pulled us different ways and tore our hands apart and left a cold and empty space inside my aching heart. I watched the wood get carried out into the rolling foam, a lonely traveler that will never find a home. And though the sea is wide and of dangers in the dark, I still would build a little boat from every single spark of memory that you and I had left upon the sand to search for you across the waves to some forgotten land. Like driftwood in the ocean, we were carried by the tide with nothing but our hopes and all the dreams we had inside. But currents pulled us different ways and tore our hands apart and left a cold and empty space inside my aching heart. I watched the wood get carried out into the rolling foam, a lonely traveler that will never find a home. is still lingering in the air, but I'm walking all alone with flowers in my hair. The water is as quiet as a mirror in the room, reflecting all the silver of a summer night of gloom. I remember how we sat and talked about the stars above, and promised that we'd never find an end to our sweet love. But promises are easy when the sky is clear and bright, and everything is beautiful under the summer light. But now the wind is turning and the clouds are coming fast, and I am left to wonder how we couldn't make it last. These waves are whispering your name into the quiet night, a soft and steady echo of our lost and faded life. I listen to the water as it touches on the sand, and wish that I was holding on to your warm gentle hand. But you are far away from here, across the open sea, with nothing but these whispers left to keep me company. The shells are shiny silver in the moonlight on the beach, like all the pretty stars that we could never hope to reach. I gather them in piles and I make a little ring, and try to find the melody that we would always sing. But my voice is shaking now, it cannot hold the tune underneath the cold and silent beauty of the moon. But promises are easy when the sky is clear and bright, and everything is beautiful under the sunlight. But now the wind is turning and the clouds are coming fast, and I am left to wonder how we couldn't make it last. These waves are whispering your name into the quiet night, a soft and steady echo of our lost and faded life. I listen to the water as it touches on the sand, and wish that I was holding on to your warm gentle hand. But you are far away from here, across the open sea, with nothing but these whispers left to keep me company. And if the wind should carry all my words across the deep, I hope they find you in the quiet hours of your sleep, and tell you that I'm waiting on this lonely shore of stone, where every wave is singing that I'm standing here alone. These waves are whispering your name into the quiet night, a soft and steady echo of our lost and faded light. I listen to the water as it touches on the sand, and wish that I was holding on to your warm gentle hand. But you are far away from here, across the open sea, with nothing but these whispers left to keep me company. The whispers slowly fade in the shadow of the shade on the quiet shore. heavy or the surface of the bay. covers up the water and it hides the light of day. I walk along the cliffs where we would always stand and look at all the pretty pathways that our happy journey took. But now the view is gone and there is nothing to be seen, just a cold and grey reminder of the places we have been. The air is damp and chilly and it clings to my cold skin as another lonely night of sorrow starts to settle in. I look out to the water but the world has gone so dark, and I am searching blindly for a single tiny spark. I see a light that's shining far away inside the mist, a beacon of a summer love that we no more possess. It flashes every second to remind me of your face, a warm and golden memory in this chilly empty place. But I can never reach it, it is far too high and far, like the cold and distant beauty of a dying summer star. Sharp and dangerous beneath the heavy foam. They watch the lonely vessels that are trying to get home. I feel like a lost ship that has been broken by the gale, with a shattered wooden mast and a torn and useless sail. I have no one to guide me through the darkness of the night, since you decided to withdraw your beautiful warm light. The air is damp and chilly and it clings to my cold skin as another lonely night of sorrow starts to settle in. I look out to the water but the world has gone so dark, and I am searching blindly for a single tiny spark. I see a light that's shining far away inside the mist, a beacon of a summer love that we no more possess. It flashes every second to remind me of your face, a warm and golden memory in this chilly empty place. But I can never reach it, it is far too high and far, like the cold and distant beauty of a dying summer star. Beside the water and to watch the yellow light, hoping it will bring you back to me some summer night. I see a light that's shining far away inside the mist, a beacon of a summer love that we no more possess. It flashes every second to remind me of your face, a warm and golden memory in this chilly empty place. But I can never reach it, it is far too high and far, like the cold and distant beauty of a dying summer star. The light keeps on blinking while my heart is slowly sinking deep into the mist. Deep into the wooden planks are creaking as I take another step, thinking of the secrets that we both so closely kept. We sat upon the edge and let our feet hang in the air, and talked of all the happiness we wanted to share. The water was so quiet on that lovely night of June, while we were dancing underneath the silver of the moon. But now the summer's over and the pier is cold and bare. There is no sound of laughter in the chilly evening air. The boats are tied up tightly and the lights are burning low, and I am left with nowhere in this empty world to go. I remember our last night upon this old and wooden pier, when every single word you spoke was music to my ear. But now the tide is rising and it washes it away, leaving me with nothing but the shadow of decay. I stand upon the edge and look into the deep blue sea, and wonder if you ever think of how we used to be. The water is a mirror of the stars up in the sky. I look down at the surface and I start to wonder why we had to let it in when we were both so very young, with so many sweet verses of our song still left unsung. I'll hold on to the railing and I'll watch the ripples part, and feel the heavy coldness of a broken, empty heart. But now the summer's over and the pier is cold and bare. There is no sound of laughter in the chilly evening air. The boats are tied up tightly and the lights are burning low, and I am left with nowhere in this empty world to go. I remember our last night upon this old and wooden pier, when every single word you spoke was music to my ear. But now the tide is rising and it washes it away, leaving me with nothing but the shadow of decay. I stand upon the edge and look into the deep blue sea, and wonder if you ever think of how we used to be. If I could turn the clocks back to that warm and windy night, I'd hold you in my arms and I would never lose the sight of your beautiful green eyes and your sweet and gentle smile that made my lonely life feel like it was all worthwhile. I remember our last night upon this old and wooden pier, when every single word you spoke was music to my ear. But now the tide is rising and it washes it away, leaving me with nothing but the shadow of decay. I stand upon the edge and look into the deep blue sea, and wonder if you ever think of how we used to be. The pier is empty now. The cold winds start to blow, between the dark and heavy rocks where ocean waters meet. I find a little quiet pool beside my cold bare feet. It holds a tiny world of green and silver in the shade, a sanctuary from the waves that time has slowly made. It reminds me of the quiet place we built inside our minds, the little world of happiness we left so far behind. The ocean is so loud and strong, it beats against the stone, but this little pool is quiet and it rests here all alone. It holds a salty water even when the tide goes out, just like my heart is holding all this heavy, painful doubt. Inside this little pool of tears, the secrets start to grow, of all the pretty summer things we used to love and know. I watch the tiny creatures move across the sandy floor, remembering the days when you would walk along this shore. But now the tide is rising and the waves will take it all and leave me in the shadow of this cold and rocky wall. I touch the chilly water with a single fingertip and watch the tiny silver fish begin to dive and slip. They do not have a worry about the storms that rage outside. They are so safe and cozy from the turning of the tide. I wish that we could find a place as quiet and as deep, where we could hold our love and fall into a peaceful sleep. The ocean is so loud and strong, it beats against the stone, but this little pool is quiet and it rests here all alone. It holds the salty water even when the tide goes out, just like my heart is holding all this heavy, painful doubt. Inside this little pool of tears, the secrets start to grow, of all the pretty summer things we used to love and know. I watch the tiny creatures move across the sandy floor, remembering the days when you would walk along this shore. But now the tide is rising and the waves will take it all and leave me in the shadow of this cold and rocky wall. Oh, ocean, won't you spare this little corner of the earth and let me keep this tiny piece of what our love was worth. But water has no mercy and it washes over all and breaks the fragile barriers of every stony wall. Inside this little pool of tears, the secrets start to grow, of all the pretty summer things we used to love and know. I watch the tiny creatures move across the sandy floor, remembering the days when you would walk along this shore. But now the tide is rising and the waves will take it all and leave me in the shadow of this cold and rocky wall. The water covers all, the pool is gone to sea, and you are gone from me. The sound of water on the sand is like a heavy sigh that rises from the earth into the dark and cloudy sky. I walk along the waterline and listen to the song of all the lovely summer days that didn't last for long. I remember how we lay and listened to the steady beat and felt the warm and golden sand beneath our tired feet. But now the wind is blowing cold and carrying the rain, and every single wave is like an echo of my pain. The beach is empty and the birds have flown away to rest, leaving me with nothing but this weight inside my chest. I hear the shore is singing of a love that used to be, a beautiful melody that's lost inside the sea. It tells a story of two hearts that promised to be true when all the world was bright and everything was fresh and new. But now the music's changing to a sad and lonely theme, the quiet, bitter ending of a lovely summer dream. Try to hear the laughter that I used to hold so dear. But all I hear is a rushing of a cold and distant wave, a lonely sound of sorrow for the love we couldn't save. I throw it to the water and I watch it disappear, and let another heavy tear fall down upon the pier. But now the wind is blowing cold and carrying the rain, and every single wave is like an echo of my pain. The beach is empty and the birds have flown away to rest, leaving me with nothing but this weight inside my chest. I hear the shore is singing of a love that used to be, a beautiful melody that's lost inside the sea. It tells a story of two hearts that promised to be true when all the world was bright and everything was fresh and new. But now the music's changing to a sad and lonely theme, the quiet, bitter ending of a lovely summer dream. If I could write a song to match the rhythm of the tide, I'd put in all the secrets that I try so hard to hide. and sing it to the ocean till the water turns to glass, hoping that this painful winter season soon will pass. I hear the shore is singing of a love that used to be, a beautiful melody that's lost inside the sea. It tells a story of two hearts that promised to be true when all the world was bright and everything was fresh and new. But now the music's changing to a sad and lonely theme, the quiet, bitter ending of a lovely summer dream. The music starts to fade in the dark and heavy shade of this lonely shore. Beneath the rolling surface where the light can never reach are all the pretty seashells that will never find the beach. They lie in silent beauty on the dark and sandy floor, far away from all the noise of this crowded, busy shore. They remind me of the feelings that I keep inside my heart, the little things I never said before we had to part. We only saw the surface of the love we tried to make. We didn't know the dangers and the risk we had to take. And now the deep is holding all the words we left unsaid. Beneath the heavy water where our hopes have gone to bed, like shells in the deep blue, we are lost and far apart, with nothing but the quiet in our cold and broken heart. We lie beneath the currents and we listen to the roar of all the happy people walking on the sunny shore. But we can never join them, we are buried in the deep, with nothing but these silver silent memories to keep. I watch the divers go into the dark and chilly wave to search for all the treasures that the ocean never gave. I wonder if they'll ever find the ring I threw away on that cold and bitter evening in the middle of the bay. It was a token of a love we thought would never die, but now it rests in silence under this heavy dark sky. We only saw the surface of the love we tried to make. We didn't know the dangers and the risk we had to take. And now the deep is holding all the words we left unsaid, beneath the heavy water where our hopes have gone to bed. Like shells in the deep blue, we are lost and far apart, with nothing but the quiet in our cold and broken heart. We lie beneath the currents and we listen to the roar of all the happy people walking on the sunny shore. But we can never join them, we are buried in the deep, with nothing but these silver silent memories to keep. still can feel the pull of your sweet and gentle tide. It draws me down to places where the light can never shine, to remind me of the days when you were truly mine. Like shells in the deep blue, we are lost and far apart, with nothing but the quiet in our cold and broken heart. We lie beneath the currents and we listen to the roar of all the happy people walking on the sunny shore. But we can never join them, we are buried in the deep, with nothing but these silver silent memories to keep, lost in the deep blue, far away from you, underneath the waves. The wind is blowing hard across the empty sandy dunes. It carries all the melodies of our forgotten tunes. I wrap my wool-knit sweater tight around my freezing chest and look out to the water where the sun has gone to rest. The light is almost gone now, just a thin and purple line, a sad and quiet ending to a love that once was mine. We used to run together when the wind was warm and sweet, and laugh at all the bubbles that would chase our running feet. But now the air is freezing and it bites into my skin, as another lonely season of despair is starting to begin. This cold ocean breeze is the only thing that's left to comfort my poor heart of all its happiness bereft. It blows across the water and it carries your sweet name, but it can never bring you back to play our summer game. I stand upon the shore and let the cold wind wash me clean of all the beautiful and painful places we have been. The grass is long and dry upon the edge of this steep hill. It bends before the wind, but it is standing quiet still. I wish that I was strong like that and didn't have to break every single time I think of the decisions we had to make. We thought that we were clever and could conquer any storm, but now I am so cold and there is nothing to make me warm. We used to run together when the wind was warm and sweet, and laugh at all the bubbles that would chase our running feet. But now the air is freezing and it bites into my skin, as another lonely season of despair is starting to begin. This cold ocean breeze to comfort my poor heart of all its happiness bereft. It blows across the water and it carries your sweet name, but it can never bring you back to play our summer game. I stand upon the shore and let the cold wind wash me clean of all the beautiful and painful places we have been. And if the wind should blow until it takes away my breath, I welcome all the quiet and the peacefulness of death. Because a life without you is a winter with no end, an endless stormy ocean with no harbor or a friend. This cold ocean breeze is the only thing that's left to comfort my poor heart of all its happiness bereft. It blows across the water and it carries your sweet name, but it can never bring you back to play our summer game. I stand upon the shore and let the cold wind wash me clean of all the beautiful and painful places we have been. The breeze is getting colder and I am getting older, alone beside the sea. The sound of your sweet voice is echoing across the bay. It travels with the ripples till it slowly fades away. I stand upon the shoreline and I listen to the sound of all the happy laughter that we never more have found. The water is as smooth as glass beneath the evening sky, a peaceful place to say our very last and sad goodbye. But saying goodbye is harder when the memories are clear, and every single corner of this beach is held so dear. I look out to the island where we used to swim and play, and feel the heavy sadness of a dying summer day. These echoes on the water are the only things I hear to tell me that you once were standing very, very near. They bounce across the surface in the quiet evening light, a beautiful and painful sound that fills my lonely night. I wish that they would tell me how to find my way to you across this endless water of a deep and heavy blue. The campfire on the beach has turned to ashes, gray and cold, like all the pretty stories that we never had retold. I sit beside the embers and I watch the smoke arise into the quiet dark of these silent summer skies. I wonder if you're looking at the very same bright star, and wondering how we ever got to be so very far. But saying goodbye is harder when the And every single corner of this beach is held so dear. I look out to the island where we used to swim and play, and feel the heavy sadness of a dying summer day. These echoes on the water are the only things I hear to tell me that you once were standing very, very near. They bounce across the surface in the quiet evening light, a beautiful and painful sound that fills my lonely night. I wish that they would tell me how to find my way to you, across this endless water of a deep and heavy blue. But water only carries sounds and never brings them back. It leaves me in the silence of this empty starry black, with nothing but the echo of your last and parting word, the saddest melody that my poor heart has ever heard. These echoes on the water are the only things I hear to tell me that you once were standing very, very near. They bounce across the surface in the quiet evening light, a beautiful and painful sound that fills my lonely night. I wish that they would tell me how to find my way to you, across this endless water of a deep and heavy blue. The echo starts to fade in the dark and heavy shade, and silence takes it all. The cool wet sand beneath my heavy dragging feet, as I walk along the place where the tide and pavement meet. The water comes and goes in a steady rolling pace, and washes all the footprints that I'm trying to erase. I remember how we ran and left our marks upon the shore, without a single thought of what the future held in store. But now I walk alone and there is no one by my side to watch the pretty sunset or the rising of the tide. The sky is turning orange and a dark and heavy red, reflecting all the sorrow and the words we never said. My footsteps in the surf are disappearing one by one underneath the yellow of a dying summer sun. The water takes them all and leaves the beach so clean and bare, with not a single sign that you and I were ever there. Watch the empty shoreline as the night begins to fall, and feel the heavy shadows of this lonely harbor wall. Well, I'm standing shaking on this dangerous cliff's edge. I look down at the water as it crashes far below, and wonder where the currents of our love decided to go. We had so many plans of how we'd build a happy life, but all we found was sorrow and a bitter, painful strife. But now I walk alone and there is no one by my side to watch the pretty sunset or the rising of the tide. The sky is turning orange and a dark and heavy red, reflecting all the sorrow in the words we never said. Not a single sign that you and I were ever there. I watch the empty shoreline as the night begins to fall, and feel the heavy shadows of this lonely harbor wall. If I could write our names upon the water of the sea, so they would last forever for the entire world to see, I'd write them in the deepest part where currents cannot reach, to keep our love from fading on the sandy, empty beach. My footsteps in the surf are disappearing one by one underneath the yellow of a dying summer sun. The water takes them all and leaves the beach so clean and bare, with not a single sign that you and I were ever there. I watch the empty shoreline as the night begins to fall, and feel the heavy shadows of this lonely harbor wall. No footsteps left to see, just the water and the sea, and my lonely heart. The year has gone so quickly and the summer's come again, but I am still the same as I was standing way back then. I look out at the water, it is blue and bright and white, and feel the familiar pulling of a strong and heavy tide. It brings back all the memories of your beautiful warm smile that made me feel so happy for a little precious while. We sat upon the blanket and we watched the sailing ships, and felt the taste of summer salt upon our parted lips. We thought that we had found a love that never could decay, but like those distant vessels, we have drifted far away. The memory of that summer sea is burning in my mind, the sweetest, most beautiful thing that I have left behind. I see the golden light and I can't breeze and hear the gentle rustle of the coastal pine trees. But now I am alone and all the colors turn to gray as I watch the beautiful waters slowly fade away. The pier is full of people who are laughing in the sun. They look so bright and happy, and their summer's just begun. I wish that I could join them and forget about the pain, but my heart is still standing in a cold and salty rain. I turn away and walk along the quiet sandy shore, knowing I won't see you in this lifetime anymore. We sat upon the blanket and we watched the sailing ships and felt the taste of summer salt upon our parted lips. We thought that we had found a love that never could decay, but like those distant vessels we have drifted far away. The memory of that summer sea is burning in my mind, the sweetest, most beautiful thing that I have left behind. I see the golden light and I can feel the warm soft breeze and hear the gentle rustle of the coastal pine trees. But now I am alone and all the colors turn to gray as I watch the beautiful water slowly fade away. And though the waves will crash and wash the shore for a million years, they never can erase the painful burning of my tears. I will carry this sweet memory of you inside my soul until the day I die and the waters take me home. The memory of that summer sea is burning in my mind, the sweetest, most beautiful thing that I have left behind. I see the golden light and I can feel the warm soft breeze and hear the gentle rustle of the coastal pine trees. But now I am alone and all the colors turn to gray as I watch the beautiful waters slowly fade away. The water fades to gray as I walk away from our summer